horrifying. That's just gonna be on the fade in. Hey, that dog was quiet until we went live. That's amazing. How do you train it so well, Whit?
Hasn't been quiet at all.
Joking. Hey, welcome to session 55 of Iron Gods here on RPGMP3.com. Visit us at the website and the Twitch and where you're already at, maybe. Maybe you're on the YouTube. Come see us on Twitch if you're on the YouTube. Visit us at the YouTube. Visit us at the Twitter. Come see us on the Patreon and many other places where you can visit. Mostly the Discord, where there's been some chat lately, and I'm quite enjoying that. So you should all go there and type some stuff in. That includes you people.
What? I typed something just the other week.
You do. Whit hasn't been there in ages, and we made her a special section.
Ha ha ha.
I'm sorry.
It's not good enough.
This dog that's yapping. She
Yeah.
wants my attention.
I don't believe that for a second. You
She's
got
so
tons.
cute, though.
No.
She's got nothing but free time.
And
I
apparently
know,
working
right? It's
full.
just like,
Yeah, apparently being a parent, working full time, cooking and cleaning and all that. It's like, hey, go on a Discord as well.
yeah, you should totally go on the Discord, Bill. Just get the app. It's one thing you're going to be doing. What are we doing
I
here?
should go on Discord. I'm lame.
You could get it on your phone as an app, Whit.
You can get Roll20 as an app on your phone. I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh God, that's an actual app on the phone.
It can be, yeah. We tried it once, didn't we? Somebody tried it? One of the players, and it was
I could
just
see
like,
an iPad, but man, phone.
I tried on both. It was actually faster on my phone than the iPad.
Huh.
I mean, there's a lot of data gets pushed on it.
Yeah.
You should see the kind of shit that I've been having to do for this Rollmaster setup I've been trying to get going.
Oh,
Culture.
that macro language. I mean, if you understand it, you can do a lot, but it's inconsistent.
Even if you understand it, sometimes it just stops working, and you have to redo some stuff. So there's one piece of the code that I have that tells the macro. It's one macro, and basically what it says is roll on this table and style it like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And every time I open the macro, it breaks and requires me to go in and put the code in for the bars instead of putting in bars. So I put the code in for the bars, and then I hit save, and it works until I open it again, and then it breaks.
Are you doing the alt codes or something?
Yeah, you have to for it, otherwise it won't work. So
right.
I have it calling from a table, and if I don't use the alt codes, the table doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I open one of the macros to like fiddle it, it breaks, and then the table's broken and the macro's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this not consistent?
Gotta check your GitHub issues for that shit, Matt.
Oh, I mean, but the problem is a lot of this. So I'm pulling in some APIs from like external sources, and they're good, but it's a guy, and it does a thing. So I can't really moan about it because it's not a centralized. Oh, hello, Nicholas.
Hello.
Woo.
Is that a Topo Chico?
Yes.
And a tongue?
Right behind him, and dangerously close to being knocked over by his errant hand.
Not on the
the
Twitch.
cat to lunge at him any second.
You guys aren't looking at it on the Twitch. I see no Topo Chico on the Twitch yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We can't see him on
true.
Twitch. It's because the Topo Chico was behind his right ear, and it's not on there.
And his massive man bun.
That's a beard.
It's like-
We lost you. Your audio didn't work.
All right, there we go.
There you
There we
go.
go. Now we
Too
hear
many,
ya.
too many switches behind your head.
Well, I'm trying to figure out why I'm only getting noise in one fucking ear.
You sound like you're only coming out in mono as well.
Yeah, you might want to check the plug. See, the plug is all the way in. Be sure you insert your rod in deep enough.
Mono shouldn't be too bad because he's only speaking with one mouth, too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, we don't. You know what I mean? He sounded like he was flat rather than in stereo. Like he was only sending on like left or right channel.
Like he was using Texas infrastructure
Not like he's got two mouths, because that would just be silly.
So then he'd be one of those singers on Battlestar Galactica's first episode in the Ovion planet.
Two mouths.
Boy, that's a nerd reference there. That.
Oh, that's what thing's here for. He's here to
That's-
make
That's classic Battlestar Galactica when it was good.
when it was good. Funny. All right, we've just literally gone live, Nick. You've not missed anything. So, would somebody like to recap what happened last session? Bill?
Died.
Sure.
I like that. I like that. Whit recapped with one word. I'm like, Bill died. That's a good one, though, Whit.
Well, we basically tried unsuccessfully, apparently, to bluff the fleeing belly dancer or whatever, who is a member of the Technic League, apparently. And she essentially had some kind of cohort or someone she was with or someone summoned androids to come. Like they were kind of like malfunctioning androids, and they kind of started to swarm us. And some lovely Patreon donor or whatever, who shall remain nameless, did a random encounter at the same time we already had a bad fight on our hands, and a bunch of blind, raging, tremor sense orcs, barbarians.
Wasn't this 2 sessions ago?
It was.
Was it though? Okay, well, basically after that fight, we were trying to strike while the iron was hot, and we were worried she was going to start laying down spells on us from a distance. So Kiernan went down into.
I mean, I don't remember being worried about that.
This is the Royal We. Kiernan went charging off on his own.
Sure. I mean, on the other side of the room, but basically stopped when it became like there was these open doors, didn't know which one she went down into. He saw that there was someone trying to hide in this rubble. And so I think that there was, you guys basically, the rest of the team went into the room where the, what was her name? I'm trying to find it in the goddamn.
Laris Zaleshi.
Alaris, that was it. I couldn't see her in the list of the NPCs anymore. So Alaris had basically snuck off, and we were trying to. The rest of the group was in the room where she was camping and found some of the stuff that she left behind, or stuff that she didn't quite pick clean yet, because there was some, essentially a makeshift campsite, if you will. So while that was going on, the being, creature, humanoid, whatever, that was in the pile of rubble basically made themselves known, and by shooting a cold pistol at Kiernan a few times, and then basically a fight ensued, and then multiple rounds had gone by with this, crazy, like 3 shots per round blaster pistol, and then Alaris came back into the fight as well, but the rest of the group started to converge, and Kiernan basically got hit with 3 shots in a row, one of which being a critical, taking him below his con and negativity of hit points, and he fell despite his resistance to cold. And basically the group then negotiated with Alaris to basically, she didn't know who this other person was and didn't care, and was basically like, I want to get out of Dodge, let me go, and make it worth your while. And they basically decided to let her cut and run, and she left was it a wand behind?
Lightning bolt with 10 charges.
Lightning bolt wand with 10 charges at the bottom of the pit where the rope was dangling, and she took off. She climbed up there, and the group basically saw her like looking over the edge and then pulling back and probably gone. Seemingly after a dialogue of she just wanted to get away, and she was thinking she's not only potentially going to be hunted by us, but she's definitely going to be hunted by the Technic League because she failed them, whatever that really meant. So she had some kind of mission that she failed at, and the penalty for failure is apparently exile and death, or both, right? So that was kind of, I think, where the group ended. I think you guys revived this malfunctioning android that had the pistols that dropped Kiernan, And that is Siraf. And I think you guys were...
You don't actually know that. You don't know her name yet.
Yeah, Buligup knocked her out. And
Yeah, Buligup flat-bladed her with his polearm.
That I didn't remember, so thanks for that.
Yeah,
okay.
So she's technically unconscious and tied up.
I don't know if I did it with the flat blade or if I just shaft butted her.
Right, but you butted her to death.
Some bluntness.
We've separated her from her pistol, at least. I don't think we've stripped off her armor, but...
no, I think you took off... Well, her armor is technically a scatterlight suit, so it's basically a onesie, so if you strip that off her, she's probably just down to her skivvies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably not, like, I guess I probably would have, like, kind of patted her down, but not, like, you know, taken off her clothes, because that's kind of...
Yeah, I think you got everything off her except for the scatterlight suit, which is basically her clothing.
Yeah, we took her grenades and everything.
Aww. And she totally wanted to use all of those.
Yes.
What's that beeping sound? Oh, shit.
So we have to decide how we're going to try and bring back Kiernan, if we should. I can definitely reincarnate him, because I've done that successfully already.
To Sevroth, or no, Sandville, right? And
yes,
turned him into a gnome. I would put successful in quotes. Definitely an accomplishment, but
he seemed happy. I offered to kill him again if he was unhappy with being alive, or kill
assuming
him
he hasn't killed himself for the ostracization.
Why ostracization?
Because gnomes are tiny, and he might have been used to being big.
Hey, who are you calling tiny?
But why would that make him ostracized?
Says the android who has no social norms, right?
Because
yeah, I'm sorry. Do you have a
really
problem with short
afraid of
people?
being tiny?
What the fuck is wrong with being short? I am short, and compared to most people, and I murder the fuck out of people. No,
are you talking to a dead man?
Exactly. I was just going to ask that, but
I killed a bunch of mutated goblins. I knocked out an android with a gun. I am an incredible fighter.
I believe the term certified. I think certified badass works.
Sounds appropriate.
Right.
Some people think that they are a badass motherfucker. I am a Buligup ass motherfucker.
You have an ass?
Still
or
BA.
is it all just a cloaca?
Oh.
I don't know.
You'd still have an ass. You would just have just the one hole. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like one space, right?
Rub the moist tadpole.
Appreciatory system.
So, we have a dead Kiernan.
Yes.
And a tied up, knocked out android.
Yes. So we need to do something with the android, and we need to do something with Kiernan, which is bury or try to bring him back to life. Or whatever his customs are. Nobody wants to tell me what to do with them when they die in the party.
Nobody wants to think about it, right? Because they're meatbags.
But I need an established protocol to know how to handle these situations. After Kesdu died, I tried to query everybody about their preferences, and nobody was forthcoming.
Cannibalism is the only way. It's how you absorb their power.
That would take a while. But
right. You'd have to be very hungry.
Oh, I think I played a cannibalistic gnome one time that was like a sorcerer that believed that you'd eat your fallen foes and get their power or something. It was crazy. Chaotic neutral is such a fun alignment sometimes.
Gorham, my half-orc fighter, used to eat things from big opponents for a while.
Presto Jeff is on Twitch saying he's spoiling himself.
Oh, he's soiling himself.
He's like behind on the podcast, and he's like, "Wait a minute,
he's
so much further along."
He's up to date on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm behind on releasing. That's
only like 30 episodes or something,
No, No, not quite 30, 20 something.
22. Something.
There's more released than I have in the vault, and I consider that an achievement. But I'm getting to the point where I had a hard drive problem, and there's a couple of lost episodes, and I need to script them and read them. So we're waiting for Whit to come back so we can have in-character conversation.
I feel like Alexander was the closest to Kiernan, right?
Yes.
Alexander.
I would say Tatia
Hey,
probably.
Kiernan, you're dead.
Exactly, but I would say Tatia is probably closer. But
So what should we do with Mr. Kiernan?
Oh, I can reincarnate him tomorrow.
Did he sign a DNR?
yeah,
No, nobody in the party has signed anything. We need some established rules and protocols on these things.
Do not reincarnate.
What do you feel? What do you two probably spent more time with him than I did. What do you think his wishes would be?
Yes.
Um,
I mean, personally, I think that his character would have more of a will to live. Sorry, not character. That wouldn't have been said right.
well, I assume he would rather live than stay dead because he didn't seem totally suicidal, but
Perhaps there is a cleric in town who can resurrect him?
probably raise dead, which would be a lot more efficient because it only costs about half as much, although most of the good gods aren't going to be really keen on resurrecting a evil worshiper of Asmodeus.
I use the term resurrect as a sort of blanket term. I do not understand the different names for all these spells. I mean, put his soul back in this body.
duct
Yes,
tape.
back into this body would be, raise dead.
Duct tape works.
So perhaps we should try to find a cleric for him. Maybe there is one in town or perhaps a nearby town.
We could try that. If you don't want me just to reincarnate him, that's even cheaper. And I know it works.
Do you think that he has grown accustomed to this body?
Probably not in its present state, but does that matter?
All right, then you two do him best. You do whatever you feel is right, eh?
I'm probably not the best judge of moral circumstances, especially when it comes to Kiernan, but
Tatia,
he was a hedonist wanting to experience new things.
Tatia, you were very close to him. I think y'all were even lovers at the point or something, right?
She's gonna be like, yeah, we need reincarnating. That wang was tiny.
Death might not have come up in the conversation topics at the time.
Did anything come up in the conversation, I wonder?
It was a very short conversation, so.
and probably quite unsatisfying.
Hey, with a bluff skill that I had and a persuasion skill that she had, there was probably lots of dialogue. It just wasn't for the podcast.
So you were bluffing?
No, actually, that's not true. Not bluffing.
I still don't even remember that actually happening, but that's you.
Anyway, dead Kiernan, be quiet.
So, Tatia, what do you think we should do with Kiernan?
Well, to be completely honest, he's what a lawful evil alignment, I feel.
That's not a thing you can actually say. You can say he's a bit of a dick. That would work.
So let's say, yeah. So he's a dick with direction.
Okay. Do we want him back, or do we want to recruit a new member? And do we, or are we obligated to bring him back?
I mean, we aren't obligated to bring anybody back ever. I mean,
Well, we've not established a charter saying that's officially a thing we'll do for party members. But
I mean, let's be honest. What's he going to do? Fucking hunt us if we don't? I kid. Obviously, if we can't bring back our companions,
that is an available character class. Revenants, ghosts.
I think that obviously, he was our compatriot. He traveled with us. We should try to bring him back to life, back to reality.
Back to the here and now. Yeah.
and I can accomplish that via reincarnation.
Okay. Do whatever. I don't know about bringing people back to. I create the bodies. I do not raise the bodies.
I create the bodies.
I think we should probably hold on to the scroll of resurrection that I believe Tatia has possession of, because that's usable when there's like no body left, like when Ikezdu got blown up.
Okay. I leave this in your capable hands.
Mine?
Anyone but his, because it sounds like Bulligup's like whatever works.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't
Let's
know how.
bring him back, and if he hates it, we'll kill him again.
I kill people. I fight people. I do not bring them back to life. Like I don't know how all this works.
I could sketch out the basic interactions of the magic for you, probably.
Would
I mean,
any of our deities be upset with it?
Well, I mean, your deities and his deity, I don't think get along well, but
Not really.
Actually, I thought they did. I thought they actually teamed up against something at one point.
They did. Everybody teamed up against the something though.
out of necessity.
It was
All right.
Rovagug the Destroyer. But yes, Asmodeus did help in the encapsulation of Rovagug.
Mm.
it was everyone teaming up to beat up Kalen Cadenson because he's a prick.
Kalen Cadenson, I like that.
So then,
is that his name? Right? Like
it's Kalen Caden Caden.
it's some dumb fuck name like that.
Yeah,
Karma Chameleon?
that's right. Karma Chameleon, the god of drunks. The god of drunken adventure is basically what he is. So there's a test you can take as a mortal. Is it called the Starstone or whatever it is?
Test of the Starstone.
Test of the Starstone, and you walk in at the bottom or whatever it is, and if you survive, you come out as a god. And apparently, he did it as a drunken bet.
Hasn't there only been like 2 or 3 people that have actually survived the challenge?
Yeah, him, Norgorber, and a few other, and I don't know who else.
I'm not sure about the Pathfinder universe. That sounds.
I know Norgorber was one of them because as soon as he was resurrected, his real identity vanished from the face of the earth.
Mm.
So, Wit's vanished again. So, have a
do we
think.
want to camp down here or go back to town, or?
We can. Well, I think that we also need to deal with the giant android elephant in their room as well.
She would be problematic to take back to town. They would want to just destroy her, I believe.
I think that we should have a bit of a talk with her. No?
I can go back and try to disable the bypass that Kiernan put on the electrified door to give us some security down here from other things coming in. And then put up a rope trick so we can have some private space.
Okay, I think first things first, though, we should have a conversation with this android and see what perhaps there's. Who knows? Perhaps she can bring Kiernan back to life. Who knows? You know?
She seemed a little odd.
I am not saying she did not, but who is to say? I think that, or maybe she has some sort of information about a good place to stay in here. Who knows?
All right. Whit, would you like to try and rouse her as our resident healer, or? Tatia?
On what y'all said for the last 2 minutes, I heard that y'all. I apologize for that. I had to go get the dog and put the dog away.
So I think that we need to talk to our knocked out friend here and find out what she is doing down here. I mean, clearly she has murdered our traveling companion, and if nothing else, she owes us for that.
Which person?
The android that shot Kiernan dead.
Oh, the one that is in the back corner over there.
So the one that we've knocked unconscious and tied up.
This one.
That one. Okay, good.
Sexy Sirath.
There we go. So the sexy chick. So we need. Yes, let's
Except
wake
for the
her
fact
up.
that she's kind of cut in half.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
and
a
had like
weenie
weird
bit
legs and
misaligned.
arms. Yeah.
Let's wake her
that's
up.
never stopped me before.
Really? Having people cut in half hasn't stopped you before. It's horrifying.
No,
She's
Mr.
weird.
Bond, I expect you to die.
Really horrifying.
There is something a little
Creepy.
It's creepy sexy though. It's like weird hot. I can't. It's still hot.
Really? Just the fact
Yeah.
that her eyes aren't on the same level would get me. I'm sorry.
The whole
Well,
Japanese
if you're looking-
anime thing going on here.
If you're looking at her eyes, that's your first mistake.
I mean, isn't everything going to be a little bit misaligned?
Eh.
potentially. I do not want to explore how deep those changes go at the moment.
Okay. So what do we need to do to wake her up?
I mean, you're the healer. What do you do? She's basically.
Oh well, if that's okay. Yes, I will give her some of my magic healing.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Baby.
a heal check might do it, but yeah.
What did you say?
Even a heal check you might be able to bring her around with. But
Yeah, we just need to wake her up. We don't need to like get her in fucking fit for
Fight harder.
fighting.
Make her feel
Yeah.
better. So then I would just use a heal check.
Isn't there like a 1 hit point cantrip?
there's one to stabilize.
Oh, yeah, it's stabilized. It doesn't give you a hit point back. 10 for heal. You're lucky you didn't kill her.
Yeah.
Apparently,
That's our
apparently Tatia kind of sucks at healing.
Weirdly.
Is it weird though? What did you roll? You rolled a 4. You only have +6 to heal. I hope you don't need any arms and legs sewn back on because she ain't your girl. You're probably better off.
Mending won't work on Android, so
You know, you're better off with the cat probably.
So is she still knocked out?
Yeah, she's still unconscious.
What do we do?
well, we could wait while we figure out, where we're going to, if we're going to camp or,
So while you're messing around down here, you realize that the corridor on the south side continues into darkness along that southern wall.
over back where there's where
Over past those pointy pipes.
the bent pipe or whatever, pointy pipe, yeah.
Bent old pointy pipe.
Hey, Hal.
Hmm.
You know all the little I guess like identifiers on the Roll20 screen for everybody?
Like the names at the bottom?
Yeah, is there any way for me to get rid of those?
Do you have the identifiers or just the? Do you have just the names?
No, I've got the whole with the pictures and everything. Like, is it possible
Oh
to?
yeah, go to settings and scroll down about halfway, and it'll say chat avatars. And with player video / avatar size, you want to select names only.
Okay, let me.
It's just underneath the deck size slider.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, oh, that makes things so much easier.
Yeah.
Like, it's never an issue on like my computer where I've got Well, I've got 3 screens, so I've got like everything set up in different places. But on the laptop, it gets
Nick's on the move.
I'm everywhere, which is good to know too, because Fair's coming back up. So
Yay!
Oh yeah, Fair is coming.
Oh, Fair. I thought you said Bear, and I'm like, who's Bear?
I mean, Bear
yes,
is coming.
no, a bear is coming. A giant bear is gonna
Yeah,
come and eat
whatever
us.
you're into. I mean, no judgment.
It's funny.
Lots of judgment. Lots of
I
judgment.
see all the people bitching about how expensive camping just got.
Only it didn't get that much more expensive. It got more expensive for season passes.
Yeah, $1,000 for a season of camping pass. I mean, that's their response to all that clan shit. They've took away all the good camping sites and given it to clans. So
Yeah.
now the only place to camp is quiet parking, like family camping with no cover.
Well, it's also in response to like people that would just like bring an RV up, and it's now not by car, it's by person.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like people that would just like, I guess, leave an RV up there all season. It's like, okay, well, that's going to cost you more money.
Right.
If you want to do that, it's going to cost you more.
And I don't disagree. I mean, I know that I mean, we've done it before. We've had a camping pass and we've driven out and then driven back in again with someone else.
Yeah.
And kind of bypassed the camping charges, because like 2 of us will have been in there and we'll borrow the second car's camping pass, drive out, give it to somebody else, and drive back with the camping pass.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's by person. I'm assuming there's a wristband or a tattoo or some shit that identifies you.
Tattoo.
RFID
You have
chip.
you have to get tattooed.
Just to say TRF on your ass.
Yeah.
You gotta ruin them as you drive by.
It's like
Yeah.
kilts are mandatory
On
then.
the way in, you bend over, drop your pants, and psst.
I'm sure we'll get up there, but now a clan is camping where we would camp normally, which I think's horseshit, honestly.
You guys got to do something about the clan. That's just
Right. I mean, that's the problem. There's so many of them, though. I mean,
That's not no. I think
They-
you misheard him.
I know what he said. He said clan with a K. I understand. I think I think what they should have done is assigned some of the empty, open family camping for clan camping, and then left the rows and all of that other shit for normal people.
Or put all the not let the clans choose their own camping area and
Right.
be like,
Assign them a place, like they do at Sherwood, where they're all kind of clustered together.
yeah. I think that's how they should have done it.
Yeah, because they took all the best places.
Yeah.
I would suggest we probably don't want to explore down that lower corridor, because who knows what other things we might run into.
You're talking about down here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just make sure.
Although we might want to watch to make sure nothing comes out of there.
What about this pipe? Can we see anything down it?
Which way?
This pipe?
The pipe goes down into darkness and then is crushed by those rocks.
Okay. So then, I know that Alexander cannot do any sort of resurrection until tomorrow, he said. So while we are also waiting on that, and
There are also these rooms that are still unchecked. Okay, you're going there.
Yes, that is where I'm going. I would say we have perhaps Tatia and Silas and the tiger watch our prisoner. Well, perhaps Alexander and I explore these rooms. Alexander, would you like to help me?
Sure.
Sounds good to me. And
I'll follow cautiously.
So you're going into that northern of the two.
We
Indeed. Now that I figure out what it is.
I will come into the doorway to watch in case something needs magic.
Sploosh. Coming into the, okay, here we go. Workbenches and tools litter this large room. Around an unusual looking forge, A variety of bladed weapons hang on the walls. A shelf on the north end of the room holds polished humanoid skulls.
Okay, tools and workbenches. I'm coming in.
Just can't help yourself.
What can do any of the swords or the bladed weapons look exceptionally nice, or are they all pretty basic?
They're all quite basic. It's like somebody was learning how to produce them, and these are kind of where they've got.
Does it look like this was originally set up for producing weapons?
Make me an engineering check.
I would love to make you an engineering check.
Would you?
That is my jam.
Can I make one too?
Sure. 22 for Buligup. That's actually a success. Ha! 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 The 23 for Alexander on a roll of a 1. Oh, that's sad. Between the two of you, that's a good job, Buligup. Say you're too excited. Yeah. You figure out that this is a production lab.
Is it functional?
You think that with time and work, yes, the majority of the things here seem to be functioning. What is that noise?
I think it's a
which
dog.
Dog, maybe?
What is she doing to it? Hi!
Hi.
It is a dog noise, okay.
It sounds like a dog, like, chewing on something, or, like, rolling it back and forth. Kind of growling at it, like that. Like when they play tug of war.
No, y'all can hear me.
I may want
Was
this
it you
room.
growling at your dog?
No. Ditto is over there, and he is growling right now, and he's playing with a Harley Quinn toy.
Get it, Ditto. Don't be a dick.
He is playing over there, but he was actually chewing on his foot, which is why I went over there. I wanted him to stop. So
He wants a new foot. Okay, so you think that a lot of the supplies in this, like the sundries, a lot of them are used or damaged, but the intent of the lab remains relatively intact. It could be restocked with the sundries and probably be usable.
Okay, while I'm checking, I will pocket a few tools and
You can make me perception checks while you're here.
Okay. I would also like to I would like to keep this room.
I'd like to take this room with me, please. Just in a box. Box this room up. Buligup, facilitating.
is there a spell for that?
Right, wouldn't that be nice? I guess that's what teleport and shit's for, right? You can teleport back here and use it.
Yes.
Yes.
You can carry around your own banker and your own merchant and.
Well, assuming
Do you
this
have
place,
those?
No.
assuming this place doesn't blow up while we're exploring, I may want to see if I can own this farm.
You're going to buy the farm and then whatever's under the farm.
Yes, so I can watch
I
for
have to
further
say,
dangers from the
Kiernan's already bought the farm. Ba-dum,
I
deesh.
see what you did there.
So I am too excited by the tools and the forge to know much about the room, but Buligup did a little better.
Buligup finds 3 of the same item kind of tucked away in a box.
What is it? I mean, I'm in another room and you can't hear me.
I was trying to adjust my headphones.
You found 3 kind of small devices with like long connector things and like a thing sticking out the front. Alexander, roll me engineering. Or Buligup, roll me engineering, and we'll see if we can figure out what it is. Oh, Buligup doesn't have technologist, so he can't even figure it out.
Too late. Already rolling engineering.
14 for Buligup, 42 for Alexander. You recovered well there from your failure. He's found 3 time-worn comm sets.
Oh.
All of them are fully charged.
I so need to be able to untime warm things like this.
There literally is no real way to do it.
No.
It's specifically built into this game to limit technology, and it's super
Also,
bizarre.
this is a regular fabrication lab, so it can produce general items like this if I can make it functional and supply it with power.
It is indeed a production lab, yes.
Did I find anything of use to me that I might like?
I mean, you don't have ears, so it's going to be difficult, but...
If I can make the lab work, I could probably teach it to make a headset that would fit your head. Or we could
What else
staple it
could you
there.
teach it to make?
Production lab? I think it can make batteries, technically.
It can make a bunch of stuff. It's like the general item production location.
Yeah, that's the wondrous version of...
Can it make me an even more powerful battery clip?
gravity clip? That I don't know.
Kitty, grant me wishes.
Do it.
If your wish is for batteries, perhaps.
Okay, so anything else in this room?
Not really. It seems like someone's been living in here as well.
I wonder who.
Probably our friendly assassin woman, the Kiernan killer.
Kiernan Killer. I like that. Fetchling Bane.
Alright, let's check in this room.
Okay. This room may once have been used as a storeroom, but its metal shelves are now haphazardly arranged and draped with thick cloth or metal plating. The result is a claustrophobic warren of passages throughout the room.
So dark corners where anything could be hiding.
Kind of what it looks like is that if you look kind of behind the curtains and behind into each individual thing, it looks like small individual rooms, like a barracks or a set of bunk storage have been made here.
So she stayed up in that room and the androids stayed down here, or the blind orcs. They must have come from somewhere.
Right, they fell out of the sky.
Oh, one of those weird portals that occasionally opens.
Blind orc portal, who knows what's going on. So,
I think that some very goody two shoes deity put them here to attack the evil in our party.
Should we search this room then?
The chaotic neutral god Twitch.
That's right.
Yes, let us search this room for anything.
Okay.
Ooh, I perceive.
26 is good. Look up.
I'm going.
Okay, you search the room. I mean, beyond kind of random personal items, which are mostly just hunks of metal in interesting shapes, there isn't a great deal in here. It seems like most everything they had was on them when you murdered them. Did you actually loot those bodies?
No, not yet. We need to do that. And probably drag them into a pile at least.
Yeah, right. Or
And we also did not get XP for those bodies yet.
Ah, did I? Yeah, that's right. We cut off because it was late, and I forgot to XP for you. Or did I XP for the orcs and forget to XP for Serath and Laris?
And Laris we didn't XP for.
I'll have them on this
The
session.
orcs we did get, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because it made you close to leveling because they were obscene.
Yes, that made it actually worthwhile having that random encounter dropped on us.
But you didn't loot them, that's right. You didn't loot them.
Well, let's go back and loot them now that we've checked the 2 open rooms.
Wow, their standard equipment's pretty nice.
I like the sound of that.
Tis. So you're checking everybody's bodies? Everybody's bodies?
Oh, yeah, all the dead bodies.
All those bodies. So you check the bodies of the androids that you beat to death.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Each one of them has 2 concussion grenades.
And there was 6 of them?
There were 8 of them.
8 of them. Oh, so 16 concussion rates.
Plus, what's her face had 4 on her.
5.
5.
Additionally, there is they each were wearing hide armor, and they were carrying the equivalent of a morning star made of junk metal.
Is this junk metal like sky metal junk metal, or?
Yeah, kind of. It's just like being torn from pieces of this, like bits of this pipe or bits of that door, just kind of all cobbled together.
Half
Scrap
glassite,
everything
half
else.
rusted metal.
Yeah, it's mostly not rusted. It's clearly some kind of special metal that doesn't rust, but beyond that, it's nothing fancy.
And
The
it says in the
orcs.
bottom, made in China.
The orcs, on the other hand, of which there were 6. Here we go. This is going to help you. You get 6 potions that are like a dark brown in color.
How do
Oh,
you
you-
taste?
You going to sample it?
I would like to spellcraft them.
You mean before touch, just like, hang on. There are
I
additionally
saw your smile get real big.
there are additionally another 6 potions that are like a dark blue, and another 6 that are kind of a clear, oily kind of consistency. Oh, excuse me. When I say 6, I mean 8, because each one of them had one of these. Apologies.
Give
You
the
want
hobbits
6
some of the
orcs.
drink, boys.
8? Yeah, 6. Oh, yeah, you're right. There's 6 orcs. There was 8. Yeah, you're right. It is 6. Each one of them is wearing very nice studded leather armor.
So
The
like masterwork.
clubs they were wielding are also quite nice. And each one of them has an amulet around their neck of a face with its eyes slashed through.
Like their
Gross.
master, maybe. This lady.
No. It's like an eye. The eye is slashed through like this.
Oh,
No,
I was
those-
thinking it was like the whole face, and I was
No,
like,
just
this
the
bitch's
eye.
face is on it.
Wait,
Religion
yeah.
check.
Is that
Religion
the-
check.
Is that the androids or the orcs that
That
have
was the
all
that was the
that?
orcs. That was the
Yeah,
orcs.
yeah. So I know it's a little metagamey, but probably doesn't have much to do with the storyline then.
But if you want to make me a knowledge religion check, Whit.
Sure.
I have a little bit of that too.
There you go. Knowledge religion.
Oh,
20.
Alexander beat you.
50.
You both realize that these are like pictographed faces of Grumsh, the orcish god of orcishness.
That's awesome.
I mean, he is. He's the father of orcs. He's the orcs' father god, basically.
I would like to scan all these with detect magic too. Once we.
Okay. All of the 2 first sets of potions are magical. The armor is magical, and all of the amulets are magical.
Ooh. But not
So
the clubs.
The clubs aren't, and the 3rd set of potions isn't.
Okay. Now to go through detect magic, is the potion then alchemical or technological?
Yes.
All right. Well, I will try both skills on that one then.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go for the dark brown potions.
Dark brown potions.
33.
Potions of bull's strength.
Oh, that would have been so much fun for me to just drink it right then. But I've gotten rippling muscles.
I see them. They're more rippling than mine for sure.
Ugh.
We just need.
We just definitely didn't want them to do it while we were fighting them. That's all.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have a strength-based fighter in the party, but still useful. Let's see. Dark blue.
Hey, dump it into the kitty. Here, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty.
But even the kitties,
Yeah.
dex
That's
based.
already huge. He's just gonna
Oh, I thought
bust
its
us
fight
out
was
of here by
strength-based.
exploding.
I think the cat is a dex based fighter
Let's
too.
see. Blue potions.
36 cure serious wounds.
Oh, that's handy.
Nice.
That's 2 each currently, but so the oily potion, or I should do the leather since that's also magical while I'm on spellcrafts. 27.
+1 studded leather.
Can I like put that on underneath my plate armor for like double the protection?
If only that was the case.
Make it nice and cushy.
And did you say the amulets were magical?
They are.
Oh, I wonder. Can we?
30.
They are amulets of natural armor +1. All with the face of Grumsh on them.
That's just cosmetic, that is.
Got a bit of polyclay and wrap it round.
Okay. So the potions. Do I need to like try both alchemy and engineering, or?
Sure, let's do it. See if you get lucky.
I guess I will first check alchemically, because that's a thing.
30. It's Alchemist's Fire.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's good. So they didn't have cash on them or anything, you know.
No, they're like weird orc, blind orc fanatics. Also, the clubs they're carrying are very well made. They're carved with purpose and chosen from rare woods and balanced very well.
Masterwork.
Masterwork club, the most useless thing in the game to masterwork.
But
That-
a good.
That
But
means is they may sell for slightly more.
bingo! That's exactly
Like
what I was going to say.
300 gold more each.
Yeah, because that's 300 gold more than 0, because a club costs 0.
Oh, yeah, because you can break off a tree branch and you got a club.
Mm-hmm.
But 300 gold.
Somebody spent some time or found some fancy wood.
Yes. Ooh, Japanese camphor wood.
Oh,
Right.
you push this button and it vibrates really quickly. I'm sure we could find applications for that.
I wonder if we can use the hide armor and sew it into something for the cat to wear.
If
already
any of
working
us
on
have
something.
really good seamstress skills.
Right. Seamstress skills.
If he's gonna wear anything, it's gonna be a cute little cape.
Does all this equal or a part of equal 5,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds for a raise dead spell? Just asking for a friend.
Did y'all
I mean,
hear
I'm sure there's a lot of money's worth of stuff here. So, what are you guys doing? You've got dead person, a prisoner, a pile of dead bodies down here. I mean, ultimately, there's like 11, 12 dead people down here.
Do we feel like we've checked our surrounding area? If we know we're safe, do we want to rest here and then head out?
Other than down the that corridor, which I'm reluctant
hang
to.
Before you move too far, there's also a set of double doors here, just in case you hadn't. Am I on the wrong layer? I am. Here.
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 And this pipe is different from the rest. It was capped.
Correct. It looks like someone sealed
Yeah.
it.
Which I really am not keen to pry off and find out what they sealed in at the
Do
moment.
not open dead inside.
Okay, I think that we should try and wake up our friend again, maybe.
So it's been long enough now that she's probably conscious because you knocked her out with subdual damage.
Yes.
Non-lethal, excuse me. It's non-lethal damage.
Okay, that works for me. Whatever I can
Where-
do. Maybe
Her-
throw some water in her face. Wake her
Sure.
up.
I mean, she's awake. Where do you have her tied up? Is she just still where she was in the pile of rubble? Or?
I think we just kind of said like I found like a good like
Mhm.
beam or something to tie her to.
Okay.
So wherever that would be, like
Let's put her over by this box. How about that?
okay. Like
Right.
I mean it's hard to say where when like I mean we have a map but like not really
Sure.
3D representation of
Right.
hey
that,
where would be a good place to tie someone to.
that box has a lot of nice, good bits of metal attached to it, so you tie it to
Okay.
one of those.
Gorilla rack.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the awakened world.
She looks around a bit terrified and starts to kind of shake the bonds that you've tied her to. Her elbows and arms move in a strange way as she tries to get out.
I kind of lift my glaive to her. That is enough of that. You are still alive.
You will not take me! You will not take me!
Calm down. We are not trying to take you anywhere. We just
hammering her head against the box.
Boop.
Like really hard.
Boop, 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 boop,
We-
boop, 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 boop.
We aren't part of the Dominion.
She's just smashing her head against this box.
I mean,
Her
you're
eyes
an
are
you're an
her eyes are
android.
starting
Be
to
able to
roll
concern.
backwards, and then she just kind of slumps unconscious.
I just don't look like an android at the moment, and I'm reluctant to remove my disguise because I won't be able to disguise myself as the same person again.
There's blood running down the box behind her.
Oh,
So
God.
Tatia comes up to her and does a heal check.
Sure.
Clear nano blood, I hope.
Oh yeah, she's an android.
And rolls a 13.
She's smashed her head against the box.
See, I thought that the movie Alien has proven to us that the android blood is milky white. Is that not canon?
If she was
Not in this. It's just a liquid to carry the nanites around.
There you
Okay,
go.
I also want to while she's sort of passed out, I guess, we'll tie her head up against it so she
Okay.
like
So as you're tying her, you realize the back of her skull is a little soft at the moment.
oh dear.
Like-
like
she broke her skull.
Yeah,
Is she
like she was
actually dead
really
now?
slamming it. She's not dead. She's probably dying at this point.
All right, Alexander, can you inject her with some of your medical gun? I would like.
Hey,
to
no
get some-
means no, Buligup. I mean, oh wait, the nanite gun. Okay.
ha ha.
Can you-
Yes.
And then I also want to I mean, is there a way for me to, I guess, tie her better?
You mean
Like-
immobilize her?
Yeah.
Pat her head.
I mean, yes, I guess you could put some padding behind her head. You could put a helmet on her. I mean, you could just tie her literally.
Hang her
backwards.
upside down in the middle of the room.
Yeah, tie her away from everything and suspend her in the air.
I mean, in real life, I'm pretty sure if somebody has a head, neck, or back injury, you're supposed to leave them the fuck alone. But
Wait, let's just say if there was another party member that died and Kiernan was still around, he'd know what to do
Uh-huh.
to get me.
Uh-huh.
You could hog tie her in the middle of the room.
He actually has skills in this area.
I mean, I want to
claim to.
I want to keep her tied to something as well
Okay.
in case she like can break the bonds. At least she's tied to something.
Okay.
I guess let's pad the back of her head, but
And then-
keep it.
Tight against the back.
Yeah, and like
Okay.
the arms around back behind the post
Sure.
kind of, so she
Okay.
can't like.
So you immobilize her with more ropes and straps and
Oh dear.
manacles and.
This is gonna engender trust. I guess I will jab her with the nanite gun.
Her eyes flicker open and she looks a bit terrified.
13. I'm going to begin spontaneously casting a spell.
Okay. She glances at you in horror. You will not take me!
We're not going to take you anywhere.
She
That
just-
is enough yelling.
Is
We
she
have
scre-
brought you
yelling in
back to
common?
life.
she's yelling at Androphan.
Oh,
Oh,
so I'm
well.
the only one that can understand her.
That would have been good to know, Hal.
Sorry, nobody else. And I forgot to tell you.
You're yelling, "You will not take me," and I'm
And you're like, I want to take you. But then you do. You mysteriously understand Androphan for a minute.
So I'm going to spend 2 rounds casting
Mhm.
to cast Calm Emotions.
Oh, wow. Calm emotions. Would that work on you?
Well, no, because I have no emotions, but she seems to be experiencing terror, which would be an emotion.
Right.
Ah,
She looks
fair.
terrified. You
It
cast a
calms
spell,
agitated creatures.
and it doesn't seem to calm her at all.
Can you understand me?
Yes!
I assume that wasn't common.
Yes, because it'll be easier if I let her speak common. Actually, she can't speak common. She can only speak Androphan.
Okay, then
No! It was also going to be an answer that you wouldn't get. She just looks at you.
Alexander, perhaps you can talk to her in android speak.
Yeah, we don't mean to harm you or do whatever you're afraid the Dominion is going to do to you.
How do you know of the Dominion? How did you get on board?
We walked in and you yelled about the Dominion not taking you.
How did you walk in?
Through the hole over there.
The ship is compromised.
You could say that. What was the name of this ship?
I will not fall for your tricks.
Okay.
How did you get here?
We climbed down a rope through the opening in the room that's got some water on it over there.
Came through the airlock? From the void outside?
Yes.
Okay, that's a way to call it. We came from the outside the ship.
Are you here to invade the ship? You have killed everyone.
We're here to investigate. The ship appears to be in ruins.
Are you a salvage crew?
We are explorers.
The ship is damaged.
Very much so.
An asteroid hit it. She kind of eyes the pile of rock collapsing in the center of the ship.
Do I understand asteroid?
You kind of, yeah, you've heard the word before. You think it's some kind of rock that floats around. You're not quite sure exactly. I mean, you have some understanding of the theories of where this stuff comes from, but not actually anything practical.
Yes, we're searching for survivors, possibly salvage if there's no survivors.
You found survivors and you murdered them?
They tried to attack us.
You invaded the ship. You boarded us.
Yes. To see if there was anything here.
And then you
save.
murdered us. You did not hail us in any way. I have been building a communications device.
And if you'd built it, we might have tried to hail you. But we don't have a communications device to hail with either.
What kind of ship are you on that has no communications? Mine is damaged.
Perhaps the asteroid was a bit bigger than you think.
No. I see it. It is there. It has bisected the ship, but we've maintained integrity. We have been floating all these long years.
How many long years?
I don't remember. I woke up here. I don't remember.
Do you have a name? That I could know?
Sirath. Sirath is my name.
I am Lx&R.
Yes. Why are you here? You have killed my friends.
We found the ship. We decided to investigate to see if there was people or salvageable pieces. We were actually following another person that had hidden in here, and she left now.
How are people getting into my ship?
Through the hole.
What? They can't just walk in. It's vacuum outside. It is void and nothingness.
And you have no methods of surviving the void?
No one does!
You have no protection against the void. Then why would you put a ship in the void?
Because we can't fly there. I mean, the ship is fine. It is itself integrated. It flies. It has systems to keep us alive.
And you can't have a small personal
I
void ship?
suppose so. Do you have one?
Not at the moment. I would love to have one.
Is that not what you used to get here?
We got here by a combination of walking and magic.
I don't understand that.
You don't understand walking and magic,
I know what walking is.
but you don't know what magic is.
No.
Alexander, what is she saying?
She apparently this is a ship. She thinks it's floating in the void and ran into a rock, and that we're invading
Apparently
and
that
boarding.
asteroid hit her head really hard.
Yes.
Well, ask her if she wants to see outside.
Would you like to see where we came in?
You came in through the airlock. If there's a hole there, it will be dangerous.
There is.
We
So
should
have you
send
not
some
left-
of the repair droids to patch it, if they were not all crazy.
Crazy seems to be a thing with many of the robots around.
Maybe the nanites can repair it.
Wouldn't they have repaired it by now if that was...
Perhaps they're busy. We are severely damaged. They can only do so much.
Maybe you should ask her where all the mutated orcs came from.
do you know where those blind orcish creatures came from?
I don't know what an orcish is, but no. I have heard sounds on the hull for a while, these past week or so, but I have not. I assumed it was just pressure changes.
And we're the first visitors you've seen in years?
Forever. No one has visited.
What about the girls that was in there?
The one that vanished as you were fighting me? I never
Yes.
saw her before.
She hid from you. She was originally who we were searching for that led us to your ship.
And she has a personal escape device?
Perhaps.
No.
Is it at the airlock?
Should we tell her that we are not in a void of any kind? We are. I mean, we are not in a void. I don't know how else to put that.
This may be a shock, but your ship isn't stuck to an asteroid, it's stuck to a world.
That's not possible.
Why?
We have been flying for a long time. I would have noticed if we had landed.
They are definitely not flying right now.
You're more...
I know what flying means, and they are
Yeah.
not flying.
You're a bit more severely impacted than...
I see it. It's there. The asteroid is there. She's looking at the pile of rocks that is crushing the piping.
That's just a small portion of the rocks. There's a whole world connected to that rock.
Not possible.
Alexander, ask her if she trusts that we are not here to hurt her, and if she will behave if we untie her.
Can we have your word that you won't try to attack us or kill yourself if we untie you?
I don't trust you.
That could be wise.
Yes.
Would she concede that if we wanted to do her harm, we could have already done it by now? So clearly we are not trying to kill her or hurt her, or else we would have done that, no?
True. We definitely could have killed you when you're unconscious if we.
You should have done that. I would have killed you.
Yes, she already killed one of ours.
You invaded my ship.
We did not realize it was invading. We thought we were exploring a long forgotten thing.
We have floated in space for a long time, but not that long.
I think you might be missing some time, and it's been longer than you think.
Been here forever, on this ship. It's all I've known, me and my friends.
So you've never, you started on this ship? You didn't start off the ship somewhere?
I don't remember a place outside of here.
What do you remember?
Nothing. I came to here, and then my friends began to arrive.
But you had skills, you had a name, you...
Yes.
Ask her what she will do if we untie her.
What would you do if we untie you?
I don't know.
Let's do it.
Okay, let her know we have taken her weapons and we are going to untie her,
All right.
but not to make any sudden movements, okay?
Okay. We're going to hold on to your weapons for now, but we will let you free.
Okay.
Just no sudden movements, and we mean her no harm. And so I go around the back and I begin to untie her bonds.
Okay. As you untie her, she just slumps to a sitting position.
So you and your android friends
Yes?
have always been here,
Yes.
and you've always been an android here.
Yes. And so were they. I started on my own, and then they started appearing.
Hal, I guess like she's talked about like being in space.
Mm-hmm.
Would like do I understand the concept of space or anything?
No.
Okay, it's difficult to
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
this in like
Yeah,
not.
so you're right.
Yeah, that's
So
the whole technologist feat that helps.
She's
with that.
using the term the void. So anyone with the technologist feat has a concept of it, but anyone without it just has
Okay.
no idea.
I mean,
It's like the astral plane, but no air.
Yeah, and like saying things like asteroid. This is definitely a harder thing to role play when you're bringing in like
Mhm.
technological stuff. Like
Yeah.
in a normal
Yeah.
game, it's like, okay, we're going into this time period where like everything is this way,
Right.
but now it's like, oh, here's also technology.
Yeah,
and, like,
so she's really anachronistic to everybody at the
Yeah.
moment because
And-
she doesn't even know what's outside the ship.
at what point too did did people like even on Earth kind of understand like the concept of space and planets and everything? And I mean, I'm sure there are people who know that, but like I don't fucking
Right.
know when we
Well,
figured out what space was exactly.
and Galarian, being a fantasy world, does know a bit about space and stuff because they know the solar system and can travel
Right.
there Magically.
Well, elves and stuff, no, because they come from a different planet, technically, or they have links to a different planet. Castival.
Elf gates. Yeah.
Yeah, there's elf gates to the planet Castival, which is where the elves technically came from. So there are races here that understand there are other planets and that there's space out there, but it's not common knowledge to everybody in general.
Well,
Okay.
planets like Nox and stuff, they're,
Mhm.
they have various arcane
Eox,
Eox, yeah.
which is the planet of the dead.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
everything on it is like a necromancer or a vampire or something.
I wasn't sure like how much I would kind of.
Yeah, not a lot.
Okay.
You understand magic, but she does not. Not really.
Yes. And she's reinterpreting everything in terms of what she knows in her delusion, so she will not accept that the ship has crashed on a world.
Okay. If I were to go out through the airlock and come back in, would she believe that we are not in this void?
Or she might believe you're an inhuman creature that can survive in the void. Well, you are
Or
a
the
frog
airlock
person.
is open in both sides right now and not closed like a normal airlock. Oh, there's sunlight coming down. Oh,
Well,
how
I'm
interesting.
not even sure where the airlock is here. We entered through a hole in the wall that
You
cannot
did
be
enter through a
well.
hole in the wall.
Same diff. It's a hole that you can see out of and see sunlight, right?
Yes, I mean,
I think we just kind of said yes because we were like, and on to the next question.
Well, I think that we need to make sure that she has some sort of grounding in reality.
yeah. Shoot. If only I had magic to repair minds.
Right, if only.
That is not something I have. Well, crap.
Would she be willing to come with us and see the outside world?
Can we show you where we came in?
If you wish. But I will
Okay.
not come with you. I don't want to go into the void.
You don't have to. You don't
I-
have to.
Yes,
mean,
you.
What
will
the fuck
not
is she saying?
I can guarantee you will not be going into the void. You have my word as a fighter.
As a strange frog man who she can't understand.
Correct.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe
won't-
we can give her our word that I mean, we trust her enough to untie her. Maybe she can trust us, no?
we won't force you to leave.
So
I don't think this ship is repairable.
let's.
It is fine. I've lived here many years.
Doing what?
Looking after my friends, training them, trying to fix the communication system, learning how to use the forge.
What else is on the ship?
There are robots further in, but they are not well controlled. I try
sorry,
to
there's
avoid
what?
them.
There's what further in?
It's a good job. You can't understand the Druffin word for robot.
Nope, that is the only Androfan word I understand.
Oh,
I
you
have-
know that word in every language.
Yes.
That's totally fair. Totally
We
fair.
have the
I would rule that.
Robot to Common Dictionary.
Elven, it's clacky, dwarven, it's.
That's definitely one word I would have made sure never to say
Gotta
around
write that shit down.
Buligup in Android.
No Androfan word for robot. Yeah, there are robots further in, but they are not controlled by the ship or us. They just stand around, waiting. I do not go near them. They are violent.
This sounds like a job for Buligup, the robot slayer.
That is true. You do hate robots a lot.
They killed my family. So I must kill them.
Yes.
So let
I like
us move towards the outside, shall we?
Let's first perhaps put Kiernan's body somewhere safe.
In a bag?
Yeah, I can stick him in the portable hole. He does need to breathe.
I mean,
Just
yes,
open
that
the
is.
portable hole and just kind of shovel him in.
No, they don't. They go to. I walk over. Tatia walks over to Kiernan and says, "All right, in the bag you go, pretty baby." And
In
then
the
pat his
bag.
face.
I was gonna put
Get
him
the
in one
gimp.
of the. I was gonna put him in one of the beds, but I guess like the portable hole works just as well.
Especially if you have to run. But
Yeah.
we can wrap him in some in a corpse tarp first. So he
Corpse top. I mean,
So
do you
does
have
Bob
you
feed on
carry
things.
those around? Everyone carries their own, right?
All right, so he's in the hole.
Okay, you've stored Kiernan's body in the hole. Is that funny? It's funny to you. That's great. Get in the hole. Okay, you're heading out
Well,
towards
when you keep saying that, my dog's like, okay, because
Hey,
let's
go
show
on.
you a trick.
Go on.
Hold on.
We want to see this trick.
Hey, Ditto.
What?
Ditto, go to your hole.
I don't want to.
Did you see him? He just went his
Aw.
crate.
Oh, that's good. Good boy, Ditto. Good boy,
Ditto, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk?
Good boy.
Funny. Ditto as a whole.
Yeah. Well, because I don't know why when he was younger, I was trying to teach him to go into his crate. And I had, Billy Madison stuck in my head. I told him to go to his hole and he goes into his room and I was like, it worked. And so
Happy Gilmore.
go to your hole. And he's like, okay.
Why don't you want to go to your home? Don't you like your home? Go to your home.
Oh, man. All right. So
You're heading to the hole in the wall and she's following you. She gets to the edge where there's water is and she's like, why are the nanites not clearing this? There must be a leak here.
It's leaking from the outside.
Apparently Chat's dog went to their kennel too. Nice one. Which
Some
can
kind of
command
universal
all
term.
dogs. All dogs.
She hasn't trained her dog. She just has dominion over dogs in general.
That's right, just generally. Just sending out psychic dog energy.
It's the mom vibes.
So this collapsed room up here with the table and stuff is where she stopped.
Yes.
It is, Tatia puts out her hand and sort of signals towards the rest of the group that it's okay to follow.
Okay. You walk through the what's trapped door.
Yes.
I've not undisabled the disablement right yet. So
Well, not unless you want to.
no.
And then you look up the well and you see daylight above. She looks at the hole in the wall and she's aghast. Is this where you breached the hull?
We came in through this hole that was already there.
Breached the hull here. What is out there?
Our world. That
Do you want
your ship is connected to this side?
It's our world. I guess it's like a bigger ship.
Like this ship is mine.
Yes.
She kind of pokes her head up and looks up. And then backs away again. It is a hologram, yes?
What does she think?
Like the inside of your ship is fake, made to look like somewhere else.
She thinks
Ask
it's an
her to check out the
illusion.
quality.
It's real world. Dirt,
No,
rock.
that's not possible.
You don't believe in worlds?
We're in the void. Of course, but we're in the void, floating.
Our world floats in the void.
Yes,
Around
yes,
the
that's
sun.
a nice name for your ship. But and inside, I'm sure it looks wonderful.
Doesn't know what a planet is? Come on.
She just refuses to believe that her ship is on a planet now. Or in a planet.
In.
You do what you need. I'll stay here.
So you know you're on a ship that's in the void, that on a mission, but you just woke up on the ship.
Yes.
You don't know what the mission is,
No.
where the ship comes from.
I was training people, training my friends, and you killed them all. And I don't think there'll be any more of them.
Where do our friends come from?
The last ones were not so good.
Yes, something's damaged in the foundry that's creating androids here, I believe. If they were created here.
My friends came from the pipe over there.
The bent pipe, or?
The one I capped.
Ah, that does not look functional. Why did you cap the pipe?
There are things inside.
Bad things?
They're kind of broken. I think it was trying to make more friends.
Because friendship is magic.
She doesn't know what magic is, though.
So there is something fishy going on this ship.
I think it's like what has made the robots crazy has also made the machinery crazy that makes more androids.
I mean, there is extensive damage here.
Yeah.
So if there was an android foundry here, it could be extensively damaged. To the point that what it's producing isn't correct.
Yes. That would explain the feral nature and weird shape of her and the android. But she came out first, so it's been degenerating, and now it just makes even worse things that she.
What I hear is we put Buligup in the tube for a couple hours, and he comes out 20th level. That's what I've heard.
No.
Maybe you put Kiernan's body in and he comes out an android.
There you go. That's a repair.
Feed him in the other side of the tube and see what happens.
Free raise dead right there, right?
Comes out like Augustus glue.
That might be what the bio-nanite cloud we killed would have tried to do with you.
What is she
Okay,
doing?
she's
I don't know.
Killing ants.
What are you doing?
Yo, Wit.
Huh?
Muting her microphone, like.
Is anyone else hearing Nick go all robotic on us?
Yeah, he had a bit of clipping there. It was funny.
Yeah.
But a bit of clipping.
Sorry about that. I had a bag of grapes on the counter and I looked over and they were just swarmed in ants.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, it's lovely.
Ants, they're so bad out here. It's terrible. It sucks. I hate it. I'm calling the exterminator.
Yes. You pay for it.
Get him. He'll come with a flamethrower.
Please.
Like a tiny ant-sized one.
I mean, so what you want to do? One of the best ways to get rid of is like to go get like some boric acid and like mix it up with like banana paste and put it near an anthill.
Yeah.
And they're gonna go like you don't want to disturb the ants because they're not likely to necessarily eat anything that's there when they're disturbed. But if it's near them, they'll find it and they'll take it back into the mound.
Okay.
Although you also want to watch that because dogs can get toxic levels of boric acid too.
True.
Just use dynamite.
I could do that. Sure.
That will work as well. Also, fire cleanses all.
Most.
Sorry, hold on just a second.
Okay, what are you doing?
All right, bye. Alright, bye.
Perhaps would you like us to perhaps she would like our help in stopping the malfunctioning robots and getting rid of their robots that are infesting the ship? I mean, that's just an idea I have for no specific reason.
We need at some point to attend to our compatriot that you killed, but we could try to eliminate those robots in the other part of the ship for you.
Okay, I'll stay here and work in the foundry some more.
She doesn't want to come and try.
I don't know if it would be to her interest. I feel like they would not look at her favorably in the town. Is that correct?
Yes. If I understand correctly, they would frown on her because she is technology as I am. Which is
She's
why
very and
my
she's
hat
very obviously technological.
Yes. So do we want to try and tackle these robots ourselves, or leave and try and see if we can get Kiernan fixed, or just stay and camp and I try and reincarnate Kiernan?
Well, I think we should take care of Kiernan first, no matter what. I feel like these crazy robots have been here long enough that they can wait a little longer for us to try to save our friend.
If she said they stay in that area, so
I mean, does leaving do anything to help us fix him, or can we just?
if I'm going to reincarnate him, we
get
can just
back
stay
to
here.
health here?
Oh, if you want to reincarnate, is that easier? If so, let's just do that.
I thought we discussed the Brother's Dead option offline, right?
We did.
Trying to find a cleric, right?
We that is an option to if the party wants to try and find a cleric willing to raise dead him back in town.
I don't know if that is. I mean, I am okay to try and find somebody to raise him, but I don't know what all that entails. As I have said, you two know him better and have spent more. Also know about all these things that go into bringing a person back to life.
I can reincarnate, which will make him a fresh new
I
body.
am on the opposite end of the spectrum when they come to living.
Right thing?
But
What?
someone nearby.
It's funny. Nick, you're clipping a little.
A little bit a lot.
A little bit a lot. You need to stop that porn stream that you're downloading. Just have to wait for that monkey on bear action for later.
Yeah, if we want to try to convince a cleric to use raise dead on him, we'll have to. I mean, Tatia will have to probably scrap next. I am poor at convincing people to do things.
And that is okay. That is where my charm comes in.
And that will cost us about 5,000 gold. Plus whatever I mean, the material components are about 5,000 gold. Whatever the guy would charge to actually cast it, but he'd have to be willing because it's going to require the power of his god. I won't need a god, and I'll spend about 1,000 gold if I reincarnate him. But he will. I have no control over what he comes back as. It'll be somewhat random body.
I feel like it would be better if we could guarantee how he would come back. I feel like his personality type, he might be a little pissed if he was anything else.
Then we probably need to go back to town, reseal the well so that nothing comes down here, and see if there's a cleric willing to.
What do you think, Buligup?
How much time do we have to find somebody?
I can keep his corpse fresh pretty much forever with gentle repose.
Raised
we
dead
have-
is 1 day per caster level, though.
Yes, but gentle repose is specifically to preserve things so that they are.
I don't think that spell's wording says anything about gentle repose, though.
No, gentle repose does. That's what gentle repose was designed to do.
Oh, okay.
I mean, let us see if we. I mean, we can't just wander around aimlessly looking for a cleric. Also, I mean, if we can find someone, that is great. If not,
Yeah, I mean, if there's nobody in Denve or that can or is willing to, they've probably also got druids that could do what I could do, or we can. But
all right, let's go back to town. Let this fine woman android knows that we will be back soon, though.
Okay. You turn around and you see that Silas is chatting to her and giving her some things.
oh, Silas speaks Androfan. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
What's he giving her?
He looks like he's handing over some of the goo tubes that you haven't sold.
Oh,
Nice, Silas.
oh, is she hungry?
Looks that way. Silas is
Yeah.
also giving her some rations as well and some of the fresher food you have, but he's stocking her up for a little while because you had a ridiculous number of goo tubes.
Yes, I have some goo tubes on me that I have not used since I got my ring.
I'm going to say party inventory has hundreds of the goddamn things.
Excellent. Well, at least we have somewhat of a rapport with her.
Mm-hmm. She eats 3 goo tubes immediately and stores the rest in her room.
I think. I mean, she has the stabby weapons in the armory.
Yeah.
So I think we should hold on to her gun and grenades.
And
So
give her access to a manufacturing lab where she can make more.
I don't think in its present state she's going to make more there. And I don't know if she has the skills to...
I mean, she still has a basic way to defend herself, but that way we don't have to worry about her shooting us as soon as we walk in the door next time.
Sirath, we're going to see if we can get our friend brought back to life, but we should be back within 1 to 2 days.
Okay.
All right.
She goes into her room and just shuts the door.
Sounds like
All
a
right.
teenager.
Let's go. She's going to be a problem if I try to take over this place later. Oh, well. I'll figure out a way.
Maybe she could be the caretaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last place we tried to take over and didn't leave a caretaker.
And she's not going to want to leave the place because she thinks it's the void outside. So that's... Okay. The void is a very bad card.
Yeah.
My God, it's full of stars.
Oh, I do have Call the Void. I know what void is.
Mm-hmm.
Cast Gust of Wind as you go up the hole and just make it look like there's a depressurization.
That all sounded like a fart joke.
No. We don't want to mess with the messed up lady's mind more than we
Yeah,
need to.
I'm actually starting to feel a little bad for the poor thing.
Yeah, I mean, she thought we were invaders, you know, like I get it.
She's got some loose bolts up there, poor thing.
I could offer to reincarnate her friends, but she might not recognize or like them, and she does not believe magic is a thing, so...
We'll play it by
She would-
ear. We'll keep trying to do her some favors. And
And they did seem rather feral. That probably would stay with them into their new forms. So,
I mean, let's be honest. Who hasn't thought about murdering Kiernan once or twice?
she did
Yes,
get
many
to that.
thoughts. Many.
She did get to that conclusion faster than many do. But
Well,
Actually-
yeah.
actually,
See,
many people
apparently
would
I
come
should
try
have-
to
I
kill
should
us
have
right
shacked-
away.
Apparently, I should have shacked up with that alchemist witch at the beginning of this town. So
It would have made our entrance into the town much smoother.
Hmm.
Although
Yeah,
it was
I mean-
rather suspicious. She's the first person we've ran into that you haven't tried to sleep with.
Yeah, what kind
Now-
of
now-
on my
talking to these
terms.
ghosts.
what kind of hedonist is that? You know?
All right. So, leave. I guess I won't re-enable the trap on the door because I might not be able to disable it if we come back without our rogue.
Good call.
But I would like to try and recap the well.
Okay. Are you just going to try and lift up the stone and put it over the top?
Do we want to let her know that we're doing that and that it's not like ruining the illusion?
She'll figure it out.
Poor thing.
Okay.
Alright.
Are you all just lifting up the stone and rolling it over?
Can I?
Yeah.
Could I stabilize the well? Because you said some bricks or something had been pulled away. Do like a make hole or something to repair that a little bit, make it a little more stable.
I mean, it's individual pieces. Does make hole do like an individual pieces of a wall, or is it just the individual rock?
Theoretically, not. Yeah. So, crap. Detect magic is that sigil or whatever on the thing still live now again, or was it just suppressed, or is that?
The sigil probably is done now. You've destroyed the actual cap, right? You shoved the cap off.
Yeah.
Actually, technically, the sigil's probably on the cap. It probably will reset.
Oh, I thought I disabled it. Wasn't that permanent, or
I mean, yes, I guess it is permanent. But now you're dead. No.
I can re-enable it? But yeah, whatever. But not now.
I don't know whether you can re-enable. It's a magical trap, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to try and assess magically if it's going to go off on us again, or.
You don't think so?
Okay, then I think we should try and put the lid back on the well so random people don't come down here.
Okay. You between the four of you, you can lift up the thing and put it back on top of the well so it's reasonably steady. There's still damage to the well wall where Ilaris crawled in.
Yes. Now I just need some way to protect it from Alaris in case she comes back without us. Well, but there's a crazy android and murder bots down there apparently around the corner that.
Oh, I
Pick up
accidentally.
your grenade.
No, I don't. I was trying to.
1080. Oh yeah, you got to unlock things if you want to delete them too, which is annoying on the way the sheet works.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, I was trying to remember how to do that, and there it is. I thought
You
it
also
was the I button next to it, you know, like, see everything. So I just clicked the wrong thing, so it popped up.
Zero grenade!
Yes.
Okay, where are you heading? Are you setting up camp here? Are you going back to town? You're heading off into the wilderness?
I think back to town because it sounds like the consensus amongst our better people in the party is to seek out a cleric to actually do raise dead if we can.
Okay. You're heading back to town?
Yes.
All right, we're going back up here then. Are you going to go talk? Who are you going to go talk to? There's Red. I want to say it's called Red Fang. Yeah, and then there's Hoskett. Was it?
Hoskett, yeah. But maybe Hoskett, since he's the one that actually sent us after Alaris.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't he like a cleric or some person of influence with Erastil?
Oh, he's part of the Deadeye Council. I don't know what his profession is outside of that.
Ah, you've come back. Success,
Yeah.
I hope. Where's your friend?
He's in the bag at the moment. He was slightly killed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It is a shame. I can get a ceremony done for him if you would like to inter his remains.
We were wondering if there was a cleric nearby you might know of that might be able to raise the dead.
I mean, yes. I mean, Brother Derviak is on the council. He is a cleric of Eristil.
If he is willing, we would be more than happy to pay for the services. There is a bit more things at the down below that well, apparently, that we should attend to, but there is some dangers which we...
Did you find the spy?
I believe she may have fled. She was there.
Well, this is a terrible a terrible thing, but it looks like you encountered things down there that is dangerous. I mean, it is. Hopefully she doesn't come back.
I don't think she will be coming back.
You have to give us a description so we can be aware and give it to our gate guards just in case.
Oui, that will not be a problem at all. We can tell you exactly what she looks like.
If you want to go see Brother Dereveric, he's over there, probably near the shrine to Eristil in the center of the town.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. He's not difficult to spot.
All right, so off we go. Dee-dum, dee-dee, a diddly-dup, dee-dee. Ha!
You wander over to the center of town and you see a elderly man tending to a crop in the kind of just off to the center of town. He's wearing a very plain robe and he has a stole, like a shawl around his shoulders.
Does this appear to be the person that we are looking for?
He has a shawl around his shoulders that is emblazoned with the symbol of Eristil.
You might want to wear your hearth shawl, because...
Oh yeah, I've got that on.
My hearth shawl.
That's how he knows I'm a badass.
He's human, and you think he's somewhere in his 60s, maybe older.
So I walk up to him and introduce myself and our friends.
Okay, go on then.
Hi, I'm Tatia. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
He stops a second and takes a cloth off his belt, and he dabs his forehead with it and puts the cloth back. Turns and leans on the rake he's using. I'm sorry, my dear. I am a little deaf. You'll have to repeat that. You're Fatima?
My name is Tatia.
Nice to meet you. Oh, you're those people they sent down the hole, are you not?
We are. That is correct.
That is us.
Good. Wasn't there a smoke man or something?
There was, yes, and actually that's why we've come to see you. While we were down in the well investigating circumstances, our friend unfortunately passed, and we do not feel that she would be. Yes.
I'm so sorry. You want me to do a ceremony, burn his remains, send him off to old Deadeye? Maybe an old sky burial, the old-fashioned way. Let the animals have him.
That does sound really epic now that you mention it like that, but I still do think that his wish was to come back. Is there any way you might be able to help us with this?
One of those that clings to life, eh? I understand it. Unfinished business, debts to pay.
Correct. And he was very much a man of his duty.
I do have the ability to request from Eristil the power to return someone from the dead, assuming they haven't passed too far down from the boneyard to their final rest.
What is it that we could offer you so that you could provide us this kind service?
The spell is expensive, I'm afraid. I will need the components for it, and I suppose some kind of donation to the town may be in order for my services, you understand, and maybe to purchase some seeds we haven't had in a while.
Sure, absolutely. So, what do you have in mind?
I can raise the dead. It sends a call to the great beyond, to the mistress Pharasma, and it offers a second chance. You said you had the body, yes?
Yes, that is correct. We actually
And
have
it is generally whole and intact?
correct. Yes.
Aside from a few bits of freezer burn, I think it is in decent shape.
I think that's fine. As long as there's the body, I should be able to do something. And you say he was a devout follower of Aristil, yes?
Yes, that is correct. Was he not? Is he not? I don't know. Out of character, I really don't know.
So Aristil is the god this settlement follows. Kiernan is not a follower of Aristil.
He basically worships the devil.
Oh,
of-
that's why.
of
Okay, no,
Pantheon.
because he followed Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Asmodeus, yeah.
He is a follower of the Father of Darkness.
So he tells us.
The great deceiver.
Yeah.
Lord of the pit.
Whoa, deceiver? He's totally not a deceiver. Well, unless this guy's saying that, but yeah.
Yes.
Father of lies, Lord of contracts.
That's what he's told us, but he might have been lying.
Why would anyone lie about something so abhorrent?
Because he's not very good at being evil. He tries and he fails so very miserably.
So what you're saying is perhaps he's fallen into the idea of serving Asmodeus, but maybe he's not fully committed yet.
Yeah, I guess what we're saying is he's not really devout. He's kind of just does his own fucking thing.
I have to say, I am a little concerned that Father Aristil would not grant me the power to make him come back unless there was some kind of assurance.
Well, I believe that we are about to step outside of my realm of knowledge. Is it okay if Okay, so Alexander, I see your android eyes are getting wide and calculating. What is it that you are thinking of, my friend? Was it about that religion change that he made before he died?
He did not speak to me of such a thing, but
No, because he was telling me about how he came to this town and that it changed him. He felt moved by the people and changing his thinking about following.
Asmodeus could come to our simple town and say, "I would like to lead a simple agrarian life." I do not believe that. Perhaps he was delirious in his last minutes.
What type of assurances were you looking for?
I would have to say that we would have to make an agreement with Aristil that there would be some kind of betterment in his outlook, should he return, through my magic. If you're looking to raise him as he was, I'm not 100% certain that, well, I can help you. I don't think I will be granted the magic to do this, unless there's something we can put in place.
Okay, so
I mean, is
like
this
like a pact that he makes with his life to I don't know. What do you have in mind? What would be acceptable?
I have an old scroll that contains an ancient spell.
Okay.
I do not. I mean, you're speaking for him, and that concerns me some. Those who are followers of Asmodeus are very about contracts and letters of the law. I would suggest that if I brought him back, I could commune with my deity for the power to do so, under the assumption that he allowed me to cast the quest spell upon him and better his outlook.
Honestly, I don't think that this is a bad deal for anybody except maybe him.
I guess my question is, do I have to do anything?
I mean, I'm
Fair.
willing to help here, but I mean, it is saving the soul of one who is saving the town, or at least attempting to do so. Well, whatever
right.
personal gain, but I hate to do something like this without any consent from him. Perhaps if we could commune with him and inquire of his personage, whether that would be of agreement, then it could be something.
Alexander. Yes, do you have a spell up your sleeve that might be able to help us with this?
Well, I mean, we could try to speak with the dead.
Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
a fine cleric could do that too, but
I do
Could
not
you
currently have it memorized. I could wait until tomorrow and do so.
um,
Or if you were able, I would let you do it. We are safe here. No one is going to, if you have to do something. I don't know what kind of god you summon your power from, sir, but speaking with the dead is a tiring thing, as I understand it. Not something I do a great deal. Most people around here are content with their lot in life, shall we say.
it looks like I just barely have enough magical energy to make that happen if we need that. Want that? Sure. Let me open up the portable hole and get out the Kiernan corpse.
Kiernan corpse.
Fine. So, speak with dead has restrictions, right?
Yeah, let's see. You grant 1 minute a level, one dead
That's a
creature.
while. You grant the semblance of life to a corpse, allowing it to answer questions. You may ask one question per 2 caster levels. The corpse's knowledge is limited to what it knew during life, including the languages it spoke. Answers are brief, cryptic, or repetitive, especially if the creature would have opposed you in life. If the dead creature's alignment was different from yours, the corpse gets a will save to resist the spell as if it were alive. If successful, the corpse can refuse to answer your questions or attempt to deceive you using bluff. The soul can only speak about what it knew in life. It cannot answer any questions that pertain to the events that occurred after its death. If the corpse is subjected within a past week, then the new spell fails, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you can ask Kiernan questions. You can ask him how many questions at one per 2?
1 for 2 levels, so 3. And I already used my boost my caster level.
So 3.
Or no, wait, I used it. Yeah, because we haven't slept since then. Yeah, so
3 spells.
3
Three questions. Brief, and Kiernan can respond in a cryptic, repetitive, or brief manner.
Yes.
Better get your questions right.
So that will
mean,
see, it's a
I would-
3rd level spell that'll take me 10 minutes plus 3 rounds, I guess. Or
Okay. Do you want to
I
line
would-
up your?
I would say let the cleric ask the questions, since he is the one that is the one. He is the one.
No. I would have you ask the questions of him, and then we can discuss what he wants. I would like you to interpret what he says. You knew him best. I know this spell is imperfect, and the answers you get may not make sense to one who didn't know the person.
is this going to make him speak aloud where everyone can hear him, or am I going to be the only one that hears him then?
No, I believe we will all hear him speak.
Okay, good. I've not actually done this before, but I've seen it done.
Good. It should be a learning.
I've seen it done once or twice.
Right.
Don't worry, I saw this in a cartoon once. Totally going to work.
Okay. So you need 3 questions. Are you going to discuss that first, or just wing it?
Perhaps the cleric can let us know what type of questions at least he wants us to ask.
Well, I mean, is he willing to consent to a quest spell in order to be brought back from the dead?
I don't know what a quest spell is. If we're
It's commonly called a geese, and basically what it does is it allows the caster to impose limitations upon the receiver of the spell.
I think we would need to know the limitations that were going to be placed.
What boundaries of the quest do you have in mind to try and impose, I guess?
I would suggest that maybe leading a good and selfless life might be sufficient.
I don't know if that is I don't know how you can ask that, or I feel that good and selfless is a subjective term, no?
Of course, everyone makes their own choices. Just this would encourage it would encourage him to be better than he currently is. It is the only way I can guarantee that Aristil will provide the magic I need to bring him back in the first place, is to bind him to being a better person when he's here. Otherwise, he's going to go forth and serve Asmodeus and selfishly run around taking and stealing and abusing.
While you're at it, could you also throw something in about him supporting union labor? And I hand him an IWW pamphlet.
Nice.
That's funny. And I understand if he doesn't wish to do so. You said you had other means. Did you say, do you have other means to bring him back? You seem like a caster.
I have successfully reincarnated somebody once.
I mean, reincarnation is a great blessing.
And he was very open to new experiences and ideas, and he even sought them out. So
maybe you have more questions other than my geese question. Maybe you can present the options to him. I mean, options are he stays dead. Maybe he is enamored of his new locale. Maybe the boneyard fascinates him, and the vague concept of spending eternity under the heel of Asmodeus does intrigue him. I mean, he did dedicate his life to that, so perhaps that is what he would want. The other options are I raise dead, and I think geese is a good way of going with that, but it will change him. I doubt he will be much use to Asmodeus if he is selfless and giving and altruistic, and kind, and all about the community.
And union labor.
And secretly, I don't think I can break a geas.
I don't think anybody can, without a wish.
Well, if my caster level was 2 levels higher, then
I think you can do it with. I think a limited wish can break a geese as well.
Yeah.
Unless it is very angry and flapping its wings very hard at you, then it is a terrifying thing. They have little teeth and claws. They're like tiny dinosaurs.
Wait. If I flip up my little sand power meter, about what level is this cleric? Because once my level's 2 levels higher, I could end it with a remove curse, theoretically. No.
I see what you're saying. So he's high enough to cast geese. So that's a 6th level clerical spell.
Yeah. So
Also, fuck y'all for not laughing at my geese joke.
I liked your geese joke. It was funny.
honk honk, motherfucker.
Actually, he actually refers to it as quest instead of geese. Geese is the
also
arcane
good for the gander
version of this.
All right. Well, I think I can wrap most of that into one big multiple choice question. Is there anything else anybody wants to know from Kiernan while we have the opportunity?
Just remember not to ask questions while you're casting it. Anyone else see the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer?
Oh yeah. Stop messing with the spell.
Oh, I haven't, but I heard everybody's been losing their shit over it.
It's pretty good. Yeah, you don't want to interrupt the Sorcerer Supreme when he's in the middle of casting a spell. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we should get a better Sorcerer Supreme.
Right?
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, if you're going to have a pizza, it might as well have everything on it.
I mean, John Constantine would have been able to do it. I'm just saying.
Right? And he would have done it with one hand while smoking 6 cigarettes.
But I need a mirror and the rope tied out the window. No, yeah.
Silk cut cigarettes.
Of course. I mean, when it comes to, I was seeing that the new version of the Candyman has been released too, which I really like the original. And
Yeah,
I've already heard
noticed
somebody saying the acting was bad, but
I noticed that Tony Todd is in this as Candyman, which is pretty great.
Yeah, he's kind of awesome. I've heard a lot of people that had really good experiences with him at cons.
Yeah, apparently he's a cool guy, and I guess creepy.
Well, yeah, as he should be.
He's in a lot of creepy things, but yeah, I was quite happy with that.
Let's see. So basically, the main question is going to be given the option of returning as he was, but with a magical limitation on his behavior to be good and altruistic, be reincarnated, or remain dead, which he would prefer of those three choices.
Which one does he prefer? Did you say he prefers to remain dead?
No, I haven't asked the question yet.
That's his choice, right?
Oh, okay. I thought suddenly we decided that he preferred that. I was like, when did that happen?
No, I'm just trying to figure out how to wrap those three into one question, and then we've got two other questions we can ask of Kiernan that he's somewhat compelled to answer.
So the thing is, he knows what he knew in life, so you're going to need to do some explaining of these options. Because he isn't really going to understand them all.
Right.
He's seen you cast reincarnation before.
Right. Luckily, I've got 10 minutes to lay this out.
Right, that's true. You have 10 minutes, but he can only use simple answers because he's dead.
Yes. So
what were the parameters of that? It said simple answers, but it's like, small sentence type of thing, or
simple answers, repetitive answers. You're dead. It's like you're talking from long far away.
Right. I want to be true to the spell, but I also want to be true to how he would answer things too, because he does have a pretty good bluff, but he doesn't necessarily plan on.
So your option, you can't bluff the caster unless you choose to resist the casting of the spell.
Right. Which is how I read
different than mine.
That isn't how I read it. I thought it was you would resist it and then the spell doesn't work, period. But if you do let it work, then you can resist with a bluff on the answers. I thought.
No. If the dead creature's alignment is different from yours, the corpse gets a will save to resist the spell as if it were alive. If successful, the corpse can refuse to answer your questions or attempt to deceive you. Right. If you fail the check, you can't deceive him at all.
That isn't how I.
Really? Because that's what it says in quite plain English. You have to attempt to resist, and you have to succeed in the will save, or you have to answer truthfully.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
It can be cryptic, but it can't be a lie or a bluff.
Right. And you've got a pretty good will save, and it's only a 3rd level spell, so the DC is not going to be that high.
I mean, if you did want to try and bluff it.
I mean, Kiernan's middle name is Blathe, so, which we all know means bluff.
I mean, but I would, even if I don't even know what the bluff could do, because, like...
I mean, it means you could lie to the questions, right? If he's like, do you agree to have this quest spell cast upon you? He could be like, yeah, dude, let's do it. But actually mean, no, dude, let's not.
But even if he refuses, it still doesn't help, because I think quest is like automatic, like there's no save, right?
Nope, there's no save.
But if you say you're going to refuse it, then the cleric will probably just not try to even raise dead you.
Yeah.
Right.
However, you're dead, and it's going to come down to what thing tells you, because that's all you're going to know.
You're right. Exactly.
And unfortunately, it's Alexander, who's about as literal as anyone can get.
The fucking Amelia Bedelia of the party.
Which is why I'm trying to see if there's any other questions people would like me to ask Kiernan while I've got the chance to ask him any questions.
Ask him where he put the remote.
Wait, your password's 12345. It's the same password I have for my luggage.
I mean, it is about bringing him back to life, so I think we should stick to that. And what the cleric wants to know has to do with the spell and Kiernan leading a good and selfless life that supports fair and equal labor practices for all citizens of the world.
I'm sure most lawful good people support that anyway.
Yes, unfortunately, this country is run by lawful evil and just
Yes.
evil in general.
Just evil. Just plain evil.
Just evil.
Why settle for a lesser kind of evil?
Right.
Right. Kiernan, are you making a save?
There.
You can resist. So you sense
think
that
I would.
somebody is
I mean-
fiddling with your body. That person is Alexander. You know that. He's attempting to communicate with you.
I guess I would not want to lose control, but at the same time, I'm probably not in exactly a happy place at the moment. So I suppose I would.
Where you are is the boneyard. You're in a place surrounded by dead people, psychopomps, and the god Pharasma. Everybody comes here to be sorted and judged before being sent to their ultimate.
Right. So you're not happily.
I thought that
embrace
sorting
Vasmodeus
would have
yet.
happened quicker, so that's what I was wondering.
Oh no, the sorting takes a little while. There's
Okay.
there's a lot of dead people.
Look, there's a lot of fucking clerical work to do, okay?
Exactly. It's all
You people die and act like, oh, why doesn't it just happen right away?
They got to weigh your heart against a feather. It's
That's
a whole
right.
process.
I mean, there's a whole thing. I mean, you've also got to walk. Was it the night road or whatever it's called to the boneyard?
There we go. So the real question is, does Haley Joel Osment see me yet?
You have to find out if you get the train ticket or if you just get a walking stick, whatever Manny Calavera gives you, you know?
Whatever it is, don't do pottery.
Okay. So, are you resisting the spell? And if so, I need a will save.
Yep, I will probably do that just to not lose control, but it's not really that great, so I will do that. Let's see here. Will.
Let's see.
Bam.
Spell. Oh yeah, it would be a 20 for a 3rd level spell for me normally.
Yep.
Yeah, Alexander is a monstrously powerful caster.
Yeah, that's fine. Man's gotta try though, right?
Of course. So you now cannot deceive him, but you can be cryptic or brief, but you can't deceive him.
And so that I fall within the parameters of the spell, I can't be overly verbose, but I don't know how much is too much. So what?
It just says brief.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah, you can't just be brief. Imagine there's a 6 pound weight hanging on your testicles, and that's as long as you can talk. How about that?
6 pounds. You got a week. Well, no, you got
Right.
10 minutes because that's.
So, Kiernan's body kind of, you sense some life within it, but not a lot.
Yes. Or no, I've got 7 minutes. Okay. Kiernan, you died. We have a chance to bring you back to life, but we are faced with 3 options. We can have you risen from the dead as you were at the cost of having a quest to compel you to be a better, more selfless person. I can attempt to reincarnate you myself, and you will come back as a random race. Or we could leave you dead. Do you have a preference? And would you be willing to submit to the Geas for the quest?
That's 2 questions.
Yeah.
So that's
But I
technically
get-
2. That's 2 of your 3.
So I get 3. Yeah.
I wish to come back.
Will you submit to the quest to limit your behavior if you're brought back into your own body?
He answers in Undercommon.
He answers in Undercommon. Does anybody speak Undercommon?
No. Can I attempt a
The
linguistics check?
cleric is mildly offended just from the vague sound of that.
Can I attempt a linguistics check to see if I understand what he said in Undercommon?
You can.
18.
18 is good. Vaguely, what did you say?
I basically said, depends who's asking and who's listening. Because I'm assuming I can't see. I'm assuming my eyes are closed.
You can't.
I don't know
You can only hear the questions. You can't really see. Ha! That would be the last question. That would be the last question. Well, you could tell him. I guess that's true. You could tell him who's there.
Yeah, I got one more answer.
But you can tell him. You can answer him without, as long as you don't ask a question.
Right. The party and the cleric that would be casting the spell are listening. And don't speak Undercommon, I believe. Nor do I really.
I mean, Silas is close. He does speak Necril, which technically is the language of the dead. So
that's true. Wow.
It's
he
pretty
speaks cool. 1, 2, 3.
I didn't even know that was a separate language. That's pretty cool.
He speaks 10 languages.
Shit. So you asked that then? I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
I just said that the party and the cleric that would be casting the spell and limiting your behavior are listening and don't speak Undercommon. Nor do I.
All right, then I would probably say.
Please choose one of the three options.
Agreed.
I guess that means he's agreeing to the quest.
Or to the reincarnation, or to remaining dead. I mean, that is not an answer.
Well, he already. What do you mean? He already asked me the question, which option I picked. I already answered that.
You said
you want
you'd
to
like...
come back. There's two
Right.
options that will bring you back.
I said raise dead, right? Or I want to.
You said you want to come back.
Yeah.
I offered you to come back as you are with the raised dead with the
Well,
restriction.
fine then. Then role playing wise, I'm saying raise dead, right?
Okay. I believe he is saying he would like to be risen from the dead with the restrictions you put in place.
Is that a question?
No, I'm saying that to the cleric. I believe
I thought he.
saying,
Yeah.
In that case, that is what we will do. If he is content to be held by Geese, I suspect it will be long enough for him to permanently change his attitude before he is able to break the spell. It is very powerful, and Eristil will monitor him.
Just out of curiosity, what happens if he tries to do something else?
It will cause him great pain.
Okay.
what would happen if someone was to trick him into doing something bad?
He will still experience great pain.
I'm asking for a friend.
I like that laugh.
So Desna, the goddess of liberation, I'm sure loves this whole enslavement thing. And I hope this isn't like Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer with the chip in his head, where he goes to kill someone attacking him and he's like, grabs his head and can't do it.
Fighting a Geas is nasty usually, although I've never seen it done in Pathfinder.
I've not really used it in Pathfinder, honestly. It's awful.
It's like ability. Oh wait.
If he's prevented from obeying the Geese for 24 hours, it takes -3 penalty to each ability score.
Ooh,
So
all 6. Wow.
And each day after that, it's -3 accumulates to a maximum of -12. No ability
Yeah, but it all
score.
gets to the specific. It all gets to the specific wording and intent here too. You know.
Sure, if he leaves it vague, then you're seriously fucked, aren't you?
Not
Well,
necessarily.
I
It
guess
could be
it
the
depends if
opposite.
I guess it depends if it's the cleric's interpretation of what's good, Aristotle's interpretation
I mean,
of what's
I think
good, or
so in my mind, a geese is based on the intention of the caster and the will of the deity that powers it.
that makes sense, especially with divine
It's not-
magic.
It's not a wish spell where you can interpret it this way or that way. It's a casting of intention from a cleric through a god.
Yeah.
So it can be vague and it will be binding.
Yeah, the mage version is going to be definitely tied to what you set up at the time of casting.
Right.
Yeah.
That's more of a thing like that.
Yeah, you're leashed to a deity. If
Yeah.
it works. But yeah, I guess he consents. So now we just need to pay the material fees and see if it actually works.
He's dead is gonna be painful. $5,000, right?
Yeah, I think it's a $5,000 diamond it needs. And I mean, theoretically, it's
The death chart.
yeah. And then there's the fee for paying a person for actually casting spells. It's
Are you actually dead? Like that. Can anyone in your party cast Raise Dead? Did the party get your corpse out? Is
No,
your
I need-
corpse whole?
What
I
are
need
you,
like
what are you
4
reading?
more levels.
I'm reading the death chart.
What, death chart. That's hilarious.
Will
I make
you
4
need-
more
it's-
levels. I can do this myself. But
Will you need to pay for Raise Dead? Raise
Do
Dead
you
will
find
cost
yourself in the boneyard without a clear direction?
Yeah.
Do you need help?
Raise
Call
Dead-
1-800.
Raise Dead will cost you 5,450 gold.
all right,
If you can't pay, you are permanently dead. You will need to pay
Mm.
two restorations. If you have Raised Dead, you'll be 2 permanent negative levels that can only be removed by 2 castings of the restoration spell. If
Which
you
I can
do not
cast.
have this immediately, but you will suffer the effects of negative levels until you have the spells cast. You're done! Welcome back to the land of the living.
I can only have 1 restoration per week, so he'll be. I can get him to 1 negative level.
Right.
That's probably fine.
Well, tomorrow. I mean, I have to replenish spells and stuff before I can cast.
Okay, so you're getting ready to cast tomorrow? Is that what we're saying? Or the cleric's going to need to memorize Raised Dead?
Yeah, I guess tomorrow would be. So we've got a night in town, people.
I do love that Amelia Bedelia link I threw into Twitch chat.
Yeah, we saw that before. Didn't Nick provide that the first time? That was pretty good.
There is no God.
There is only
Only Amelia.
Bedelia. It's-
I could change my religion. No, Bry's good for me.
Right.
Yes. Inventive.
Don't sit if it ain't broke.
Inventive and learning. And I'm learning all sorts of things. Sorry I couldn't ask Kiernan where the remote was.
Or what the remote was. Okay, so you're going to rest while the cleric memorizes what he needs to memorize, communes with Aristil, etc., etc.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I probably too down on spells to craft tonight anyways.
Okay.
I really need to make Salva the second chance for the party medkit.
Yeah, we talked about that offline. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that thing existed. So it basically lets you roll twice and take the better of the 2 on reincarnation or something?
Yes, but it's got reincarnate built into it, so it's a wondrous item, so anybody in the party could use it to bring back a dead party member. So if all the casters are dead, Buligup could resurrect one of us with it, or reincarnate us with one of us with it.
I mean, I could.
Yes.
Now, Hal,
Not
could you do me a
going to,
favor
though.
as GM? Because I can't do it in Roll20. Can you make a copy of Kiernan's character sheet so I can modify one and still have the other one, so I don't have it forget and lose things that I selected, all that kind of crap for level wise, you know?
Actually, no, I can't copy the sheet.
What?
Maybe I
Really?
can. Yeah, there's no way to copy it. There's no duplicate.
Oh,
You
crap, I
can
thought
do-
there was.
After Shattered Star, I went into the vault and I copied
Yeah, you can do it
characters
from
into
out,
the vault.
you can do it from outside. You copy the character out, and then potentially I think you can copy them back in again, and that'll create a duplicate.
Yeah, I mean you can save it. It's a HTML, so you can save it off as a PDF and stuff. But
Huh. I didn't know how to do that. Interesting. Huh. Surprised that feature's not there. Interesting.
So, do we want to call it here and start next session with the resurrection of Kiernan Fent?
And a party.
the
Yeah,
raising
that sounds
dead
good.
tournament. We need
Yeah.
like sticky buns, I think, for.
Because he's tired and drained, it doesn't mean he's not going to have a night of drinking, I guess, right?
And
You're gonna
debauchery.
be 2 levels down, but Alexander can give you 1 back basically immediately.
Yeah,
You have to wait a week between that and the second casting?
Correct.
Yep. Even if they're separate casters. So
Yes. Which is a shame, because then the cleric could cast 1, but...
And not to be a jerk, but I think line for how to get maybe not the exact wording, but the exact intent, because it seemed vague when we talked about it.
We'll have a. I mean, the geese spell is pretty fucking awful.
you're going to find
True,
out
but
about
don't
it as you try and do things, and Hal decides whether or not it violates the geese.
Yeah,
That's true, but there's also the whole. It
So
would be the
that-
first contract Asmodeus has gotten around, right? So
That-
just to
there
make
is-
sure.
There is the limitation on the geese that if it is too open-ended, it lasts for less time.
Well, yeah, but I doubt it would be that vague. Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking for that.
I mean,
kind
that
of-
would be live a good life. That would be vague. Actually, would it? Maybe not.
And the next 4 years being
defining good. Yes, just not exactly.
I
I
mean,
hope
that's what it
I mean, if
comes
it's just to
down
be a better person, that's pretty easy.
That's
and a
easy,
low bar.
right? That
You
is
just have
pretty
to
low.
tip.
That's a low bar.
There are
some serious limitations on geese, so it is important that it gives guidance. It's to stop it being too vague, which would be too powerful.
You do also get spell resistance on geese.
We do.
No save.
True, but I'm not looking to get around it. I'm looking for kind of enough wiggle room to make this a fun role playing
To
thing.
get around it.
You know?
Yeah, right. Why? It's Christmas Day.
Oh, you just
That's us, everyone.
you just role play, and we'll find out when your shock collar goes off.
That's right. That's how
it's
that's
just gonna
gonna
be.
Well, it's a tug of
gonna
war
be-
between 2 deities for the soul, right? So that's the interesting piece too.
Is it
Well-
though? Because
well, it depends.
technically, in Asmodeus's eyes, you just agreed to a contract.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Which isn't
With
necessarily a bad
errors
thing,
still.
right?
But he is the god of contracts, and he may well just hold you to it.
Possibly. It
It's
might be a test.
the,
And I
the
mean,
geese-
ultimately, you're not a cleric of Asmodeus, so he doesn't really give a fuck about you.
Is that
Because-
true though?
It is pretty true. You're a lay worshipper. I mean, you're a bottom of the pile, lay worshipping guy who gives lip service to Asmodeus.
You've been pretty chaotic, I'd say, but you know.
Yeah, you're not the lawful type.
That is not true. I have not been very evil. That is true. That's a fair criticism because I didn't want to disrupt things in the group. but
You've done a
And
bit
actually,
of evil, torture, and
not much.
I mean, Tatia went in with that too, but you know.
There's not been. I've been trying to role play this guy like total lawful straight arrow.
And
So
now we
I-
get to role play in a new way.
it's
Hey, let's say goodnight. Visit us at the website. Come to the Discord. There's actually chat going on. Go write something on it now, especially
Yes,
you
give me ideas on how to get out of this type
Can we
of
get XP
loophole.
for Alaris and Syrah?
Oh yeah, experience. Let's do that.
I'm
Yay!
gonna laugh.
The last
when
session,
the,
you may have experience. Hold on, let me find out what they're worth.
the geese is gonna be. You must now dedicate your life to Aristil.
I
Hey,
mean,
no
it could,
more masturbation.
it could be that simple, but I wouldn't. Aristil wouldn't do that.
I don't think
Yeah.
masturbation.
The
is a
cleric
simple
wouldn't
topic.
do that.
No eating meat.
Yeah, Aristotle's all about sowing seeds. That's totally good.
Yeah, but he wants good seed.
So Alaris was challenge rating 8, so she was 4,800.
And Android was like 9th level, higher than us.
Serath, I don't like she was quite higher than you. She's not far off there, but she's close.
Well, didn't you say like 6 and 3 or something like that? I thought, oh.
She's challenge rating 8, but she is a level 9 because that's how it works. So she's also worth 4,800.
And are we? I guess we're still splitting that 5 or 4 ways because Kiernan was alive for that.
Kiernan was alive for most of that. He probably experienced more than the rest of you.
Yeah. So we each get 2,400.
It's nice. Are you close? You've got to be close.
We are close. We are 500. Well, we're 496 away from. Oh, no, 1,496 because it's 51,000.
Not bad. Chat said it would be better to go to Aristole's afterlife than Asmodeus's anyway.
Not after betraying Asmodeus. I'm not convinced of that.
Asmodeus has the best bands, but they're all suffering horribly, so their instruments aren't going to work.
That's right. And their contracts bind them to play too long and for no money, so they're all miserable.
So, Roll20 had like a aneurysm here. So, can you help me out? And I just finally got back into edit mode for the character sheet. What was the total for the XP?
49,504.
Nice.
504. Thank you, sir.
And we're at 51,000.
Come to the Discord. These 4 are going to post on it right now, and I will see you later. Have a good night.
Woohoo! Night.
You're listening to the smooth sound of RPGMP3.com. Dungeon on.